Now there's another film that came out this last week. You may have heard of it, although it's a little bit more of a subtle one for what we usually do. It is... You know what this is? You recognize it just by that? You may remember her from Queen's Gambit, or as I know her from, the Playmobil movie. This is... Anna Rose Taylor? Oh god, I don't know celebrity names. She's got a triple barrel name, or like a double barrel first name. Either way, big fan of her. As much as I can't remember her name, and I'm just terrible at faces. She's in a new project with Edgar Wright. That's what really intrigues me this time around. Edgar Wright, you know, he makes a fantastic movie like every 4 years, so it's a random spectacle to actually have him here, you know? Like, what was his last movie? Was that Baby Driver? That was a while ago. I could be wrong on that. I'm bad at my movies, man. I don't know why I'm a reviewer. I've got some major imposter syndrome going on. But it's what I want to look at next, because Edgar Wright's editing just blows everybody away every time. I don't know how this is going to look. I don't even know if this is a horror or not, but we're going to get into it. Let's give it a look, though, and I'm going to be pausing a bunch for the sake of copyright this time, so do excuse me. Alright. I think Edgar Wright's dabbled around with a lot of different genres, kind of. Although he does have a horror element in a lot of like his Cornetto trilogy. There's a lot of gore in World's End. There's a chunk of gore in Hot Fuzz that I just can't stomach. And there's that one gory scene in Shaun of the Dead. Editor Ben, don't show any of those. I don't want to get... This, I'm assuming it's horror. Like, it already just starts with that, you know, so I'm not entirely looking forward to it. But it's like a musical? Baby Driver again? Hey! I know this. I'm a Brit. That's Great Western Rail. I was on that train last weekend because I was kind of forced out of my house for business reasons, but hey, it's how it goes. London? London. It could have been Bristol, but I couldn't tell. And hey, that's essentially my student room, apart from the fact that she's got fancy shelves. I didn't get a shelf, or a bedside table, or a cabinet. I just got a desk, and a bed, and a sink, and a wardrobe. Oh well, she's lucky. She's living the high life right here. And she gets colour in her room? It's better than I can get. My eyes don't see them. Anyway. Director of Baby Driver. I guess that's the most fitting one. Wow, you know what? Already I relate to her. Just out on a night out, and I'm just like zoned out. If I could go to a club and have just like earbuds in and listen to my own music, have everyone talking around me nice and drunk, and I'm just there like, By the way, I'm listening to Sonic Unleashed in the background. I'd have a way more fun time out and about. Like a silent disco, yes, but I'm not a part of it. You know, I'm just there, not really enjoying it. Although actually, if I could choose the music, maybe I would enjoy it. I'd dance ironically. I'm not much of a dancer. Yeah, just cuddle up in a duvet by yourself. Do something artsy, sure. That's a long bed. Seriously, that's like the kind of thing Edgar Wright does, right? He like there's the sort of famous video on the transition of Scott Pilgrim, where like he's sitting on the floor on his phone, and then like he moves along, and the couch is cut off, but you see the extended version of the couch to go on, and then like move on to the next transition. Look at this bed set, unless I'm wrong. Like that's a double bed, but then it just keeps going. Look at all this bedding she's got. She's tiny! Oh, to sleep in a bed like that would be fantastic. That's like a double, triple king-size bed. It's like the kind of king-size beds in like the YouTube rewind from like 2017. Wow. It's just for a fancy transition, I'm sure. I love it. So, hold on. Our journey back in time? As in, it's a period thing? Or does she... It's a period film? Or she dreams and goes back in time? What's going on? She wants to be like a 1920s singer? Because she's got that old cool... Yeah, alright. Sean Connery. Alright, if we must. I guess it's to date the thing. This is quite cool. Has Edgar Wright done a period piece before? No, not the major ones he's done. Alright, there's the hint of that new genre. Show me some Edgar Wright pizzazz. He didn't make Shadows, but he's gonna make this. Show me the pizzazz. Ah, was that her mirror? Was that her mirror? It was. That's cool. See, there's the pizzazz. I was too busy not paying attention to it, but there it is. Anna Green Taylor? Anna Taylor Green? That's the word coming to me right now. Am I right on that? I have no idea. So, she's got a new persona in the 1920s. She's turned into that lady who gambles, and, not gambles. She does the Queen's Gambit. She gambits. She chesses. She plays with Playmobil toys with her little brother and then becomes one. That's her. That's the only career things I know about her. But all right. That wasn't horrifying. You afraid to touch another? Actually, no, that's pretty horrifying. Touching a stranger's hand in these days. No thanks. I'll pass. Okay. So she imagines this lovely lady. She's a fashion designer. Interesting. We've seen that shot before. Is that a reoccurring... You know, like how... that's the thing Edgar Wright does a lot. He will do like a montage of something happening by doing a bunch of quick cuts, zooming into a shot where it's like brushing your teeth. Zzz, 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 you know? Water. Toothbrush. Teeth. Zoot. Step out. You know? But, you know, seems like this would be one of those shots. Although it's not zooming in, but it's a reoccurring bit. And then they'll come back to this switch shot and it's something's wrong with it, you know? Something's changed, but it's the same shot for the thematic repetition. I'm kind of talking out of my butt at this point, but oh well. Ooh, cool. Also, hey, it's Mr. Doctor. I'm sure he doesn't want to be known as Mr. Doctor, but there he is, Matt Smith. Kind of creepy how this is like the double thing. Like, I thought it was just going to be a one shot. It's like, wow, she became someone else. Now we'll see her do the main thing, but nope, they're both on set. I guess it makes the most out of your actress's screen time. That's good. Wonder if she's actually in the 1920s then, or is it just like an alternate 1920s where she doesn't affect the future? Yeah, is it an actual time travel story? Is it just an imaginative piece? It's called Last Night in Soho. The name doesn't really go over, like, the name goes over my head. I don't understand it. Like, to be fair, even Baby Driver, it's not the most coherent, or is Hot Fuzz? They're all kind of incoherent titles to me. Oh well. But what happens in the dream world does appear in the real world, because now she's got a hickey on her neck. Interesting. Does she have any motives? What is she after? Is she just her shadow? Or does she want to do something different with her life? Is this literally just shadows in a live action repainted format? Am I stretching because that video came out 4 days ago? I don't know. Anyway, me and my shadow. Obviously, not entirely like the premise, but Matt Smith is an evil dude, I'm telling you now. She feels like a puppet and doesn't like how it is. Like, that looks like a look of sadness to me if it's looking to... No, it was just kissing. I thought it was looking at the main girl. Ooh, ooh. Matt Smith's got a bit of a hunch going on. I hope he gets that sorted. I need to remember my posture sometimes, you know? It happens. I have no idea who you are. Hello, Matt Smith again. Man, imagine if only we could all, even if he is evil, if only we could all just open our front doors and find him there. So cool and casual. Maybe after vaccines are, you know, going through our blood system, but, you know, whatever. The truth. Is it up there? Oh, it is. Wow, I was just making a joke. She's just look. Why has she got so many mirrors in her house? Can she stop, please? All right. Oh. Uh-oh. Ah. Classic casual murder attempts. Love it. Will come out. The truth will come out. Matt Smith, evil. Surprise, surprise. She's actually in the 1920s, hallucinating about the 2020s, because it's literally 100 years. It's literally 100 years. No, it's not. Wait, Sean Connery, 1920s? I'm not sure about that. That's like 1960s, 50s, 40s, but who knows? Someone in the chat said 1920s, so I kind of hooked onto it. But I assume the Sean Connery is supposed to tell you where the dating is. The date of that film is. Okay. So she's freaked out in her dancing world of these things. Hey, look at that. Is that her or is that someone else? Puppetry theming. Yeah, I'm convinced this is me and my shadow, in all honesty. Like, you can't convince me it's not at this point. Or shadows, excuse me. Edgar Wright's one was called Shadows. Girls, girls, girls. And a shadow! It's his literal shadow! It's there! And you can't forget the famous running someone over scene from the Shadows drafts. It's all in there. It's all coming together. You know, the fire's just a way to get rid of the shadow. Because it makes light. Is that Matt Smith that time? I bet that's gonna be the twist that it's not even Matt Smith. Maybe. And then... No. Alright, that's the end of that. Man, Edgar Wright doing like a full-on kind of horror. Also, like the lighting. Like the blue. Where's the red? There's just blue and no blue. Okay. I can get behind this. Shaun of the Dead had a lot of jump scares. Not a fan of it, but I'm sure this film will have a bunch too. Ooh, is the floor made out of glass? Whoa, that's awesome. Unrealistic. Love it. Play around with the concept more. Ooh. Last night in Soho. That's really cool. Ain't gonna watch it. Not a fan of horror, me. I can't stand the stuff. I'm a squeamish boy. I can't even stomach Shaun of the Dead. Or Hot Fuzz. Can't even watch anything with the cathedral because of the big old spike. And World's End. Actually, that one's fine for some reason. It's blue robots. I can watch that gore. Maybe that's why it's my favorite. Yeah, that makes sense. I'm not like the whole time. Hot Fuzz is my least favorite because I'm just like the spike goes in his throat. No, thank you. Pass. Blech. Ugh. Still, that was really trippy, and I like the themes of, yeah, glass and mirrors, you know? Everything can crack. Use the reflection of who you want to be. Blah, 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 blah. That's really cool. But still, that looked really interesting. If it's not gory, I mean, it hasn't seen gory so far, it's just a knife. I'll get over it, you know? Is Edgar Wright going to destroy Playmobil? Maybe. But, like, if it's not gory, I'd love to watch that, you know? I love Edgar Wright films. That's just, wow, so good. We'll just have to see.